Slacker podcast is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty.
What's up with these clowns, man?
Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with
This is at NIU, Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois. About an hour from where I was living at the time. I was living in Rockford, Illinois, which has a great record for crime and all that. If you're bored, look into it, man. They're doing great. I think they're top 5 for violent crime or something. So.
Are they actively competing?
Yeah, I feel like it sometimes. I don't know. I don't live there anymore, thank goodness. But so yeah. Anyways, I was 21, so about 13 years ago. Me and it had to be 10 or 12 friends because it was 4 cars full of friends, right? Hey, let's go down to DeKalb. It was the biggest school around. So we're gonna find a cool party to go to. Everybody's gonna have fun. Because not everyone was 21, right? I mean, a handful of us were, and the rest were still 19, 20. So you're going to go to a college party if everybody's going to be able to partake, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we go there, and supposedly a guy that's with us knows someone who stays at one of these townhomes or townhouses. I thought it was a fraternity at the time, but I didn't realize it's just a townhome, a really big townhome. So,
shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. But, we went there. We're all having a good time. It gets a little later. And my buddy's like, man, I'm tired. I got to go lay down. And he says, well, I know the guy that lives here. It's cool. I'm just going to go in his room and lay down. Well, as soon as he goes in his room and lays down, the guy who lives there comes up there and he's like, dude, I don't know this guy. You need to get out of here. And then I'm like, no. What? He knows, he supposedly knew his name and all this stuff about him. So I'm like, yeah, I think he does. And he's really drunk. I don't want him to be falling all over the place or puking and all that. Yep. So anyways, this guy that lives there gets into an argument with the buddy of mine. And then all of a sudden, 4 other dudes come up, talking, hey, you got to get out of here. And then a few of my friends are telling him oh, fuck you. All of a sudden it's a big fight. And we're just down there to have fun. It was all dudes. It was a total sausage fest. So it's not like we were there. We weren't there for girls, right? It was just there to have fun. But
yeah.
Drink and get rowdy, it sounds like.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the plan. But yeah, dude, they just started getting into it, and one person sucker punched another, and before you knew it, there was probably 20 or 30 people fighting. It was like a straight up Royal Rumble in this house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it started upstairs in the house, and it just worked its way down the stairs, out the front door. I mean, there's people fighting on the yard, on the front yard. I mean, it was crazy, right?
Jesus.
Sounds like a scene out of Lord of the Rings or something.
Oh, dude, it's straight out of a crazy
Warriors.
Yeah, Vikings. I mean, it was nuts, man. So anyways, it spills to outside, and then a buddy of mine says, oh, the cops are coming. We got to get out of here, right? Well, okay, I'm like, hey, I'm fine. I don't even know. All that adrenaline's pumping. You don't know what happened. You're just I got to get out of here. So I run out to the car, and I get out and start the car. I'm looking down. There's blood all over my shirt. It's just soaked, right? I'm like, oh, man, we must have got someone good, right? And I was like, man, I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm like, dude, I can't breathe right now. He's like, oh, you're just drunk. We got to go. My buddy said that, and the car's running. I passed out. Boom, right there in the car. Woke up, and I was getting put on a stretcher.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And I was like, what happened? What happened? They're like, oh, you've been stabbed. I was like, what? I don't even remember any of that happening, right?
What?
Yeah. So, it turns out I got stabbed in the chest. And, yeah. I didn't even feel it. I didn't even know what happened. And this is in DeKalb where they don't have, the greatest hospital. So they took me in an ambulance ride from the party there to the hospital down in DeKalb. And they just gave me some, I don't know, morphine or something, to get me medicated and relaxed or whatever. And then they had to take me from there. They had to helicopter me to Rockford.
Oh shit!
So
Free
I got-
helicopter ride.
Yeah, I got a free, well,
Sort
sort
of
of.
wasn't free.
Oh, not free, I guess.
Oh,
They give you the bill afterward, huh?
dude, yeah, and I'm asking them the whole time on the flight, like, am I going to die? Am I going to, like, what's going on, right? I'm
Oh man.
freaked out. And they're like, they're not answering me. They're like, hey, just stay with us. I'm like, I just want to close my eyes and relax, you know? I'm like, because you're super drunk and it's like 3 a.m. You're just like, I just want to close my eyes.
Oh, so this, you got helicoptered that same, like, it was
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right away, because they didn't know, like, the extent of injuries. Well, turns out, yeah, I get to the Rockford Hospital, and then they're like checking my blood and all this stuff. Like, oh, are you taking opiates and this and that? I was like, no, I was just drinking. Like, they didn't realize that, you know, the hospital before gave me medicine, obviously.
Oh,
So
yep.
there's that. And they're like, oh, this guy's on all these drugs. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not. Like,
Read the sheet that came with me. Like, come on.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's stupid, right? But anyways, yeah, I sat in the hospital for I don't know 2 or 3 days with they put tubes on my side because they thought I had just got stabbed like in the lung or something because it was on my right side, so they didn't know that it actually hit the heart. So they put these tubes in.
Oh.
Yeah, they put these tubes in me to drain the blood to keep from like pressure building up against the lungs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, after like a few days, the blood, it didn't stop bleeding. Like literally 2 or 3 days. Like I could have bled out and died, you know? Like,
Oh my
They-
god. Were they giving you more blood?
oh yeah, well, I had to have a transfusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
It's
cut.
just going through you right back out to the suction. That
Oh
they-
yeah. Yeah, there's this,
they
these-
got.
it was so weird. It's just like these tubes that just like they don't really suck the blood out. It just drains out. It's like the weirdest thing, dude. And I won't forget because they're like, oh, you got to go under for surgery for, we got to collapse your lung to get the pressure off it or something. I can't remember what exactly it was, but in surgery, they found out actually it nicked my heart. I had to get a stitch put in my heart. And then the lung was collapsed. So then every day as part of like a rehab in the hospital, I was there like only 8 days, which seems short for such a crazy thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right?
But they have you suck into this thing every day to, get your lungs to work on filling back up, And I just remember like I could barely even breathe. And then like after 8 days of laying down, I had to like relearn how to walk, Like it was
Oh man.
Damn.
Yeah.
it was like, because you don't usually lay down for that long. I was like,
Hell,
dude,
if I get up from a movie, I like forget how to walk. Like 8 days. That's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
like a
dude.
baby deer just stumbling like.
right? And that so where they cut in was on the side because they thought it was just the lung. So I couldn't lift my arm. It was cut into my lap, my lap muscle there, your back.
Yeah.
So it's a huge scar. So that, it was going to initially be a smaller one. And when they realized what it was, they cut even further. Instead of giving me 2 scars, it's just one huge one on my side. So I couldn't lift my arm. Like part of the rehab was like just crawling your arm up the wall and walking again.
Doing like the little.
Yeah, exactly. Itsy
Yep.
bitsy spider up the wall, right? So yeah, after all that was done, I mean, the cops came in the hospital. Were trying to get me to pinpoint who did it. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know what happened. Like
yeah, right.
they came in with all these.
I was
like,
gonna drive home. Like,
yeah, like I was trying to get away from you guys. What are you doing here? but they brought in these mugshots. And I was like, yeah, that guy looks familiar. That guy looks familiar, but I don't know who did it. I ended up having to go to court just to like, get some sort of settlement because my hospital bills were, I think, $93,000. I didn't have insurance.
Oh wow.
Oof.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the helicopter
That
ride.
helicopter ride we were talking about.
Yeah, that's
That was probably about 80,000 of it.
no, it was $6 grand for a helicopter ride.
Oh man.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, and then
I mean, you're not really in the at the point where you can haggle, I guess.
yeah, I'm like, you sure? I didn't really get to enjoy that ride. Could you bring it down?
Kind of
about-
got you by the balls.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Can you like take me home in it
Yeah.
for that price?
I
There's
know.
a tour helicopter right over there. Can we see what his rate is?
Yeah, dude, seriously, $6 grand for like a
Wow.
1 hour ride. And
Oof.
anyways, I didn't have insurance, but the hospital was real cool. I just was making them like $5 a month payments.
Yeah,
I'm
as
a
long
broke-
as you give them
Yeah.
something, I think is the rule.
Yep, I'm a broke kid. Eventually, they wrote it off. It was like a
Yeah.
victim of violent act or something. that they have.
Yeah, it's not like you went cliff diving and like fucking
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't self.
impaled yourself.
Yeah, right, or out 4-wheeling or something. No. Yeah. So then we went to court. I guess I didn't realize that my buddy actually took a baseball bat out of my car, and the dudes like were when I passed out. This is like rewinding because he told me this after all the court stuff because he actually got fined too. My buddy did. He took a baseball bat out, and like 3 dudes were running at the car. He blasted one dude straight up in the face.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had to get like I think it was like 80 stitches or so. It was an insane amount of stitches like right on his face, like ball bat to the face.
God.
Yeah, this is like a wild night. And this is why I don't ever go out anymore. But he got one guy. The second guy he got like a body shot on. By the time the third guy got there, he got taken down and he got pounded pretty good. So he ended up getting his ass kicked. But
isn't that how it always goes? You get the first one, the second one you might get a shot in, the third one.
Oh yeah. And the first guy's getting
threes.
up, they're all fucking beating the shit out of him, I guess. But he actually saved my life because he got me, out of the car and kind of stood over me, so no one messed with me anymore. So I owe him. Yeah, I owed him big time for a long time for that. He would always hold that against me. Going out, he'd be like, "Hey, you got to buy me this drink or something because I saved your life." I'm like,
remember that?
That shit.
Remember when I beat people down with a baseball bat so you didn't bleed out?
I'm like, this shit's getting old, dude. Right? But yeah, man.
How long are you gonna hold it over me?
Yeah, it's over now. It's over with, thank goodness. But man, for the longest time, it was all the time. Whatever, dude. But yeah, that was a crazy night, and I think I got $6,000 by the time court was all done from
the helicopter ride.
Yeah, that pretty much covered the helicopter ride. It was like $5 or $6 grand, and I did with that money was I wasn't able to work for a while, so I just lived off it for a couple months. It was like so I was like, okay, this really sucked, the whole experience.
Oh man. Yeah, it's crazy that like one night going out changed your life that much.
Right?
Yeah, dude. For the longest time, I didn't go out for probably a couple years at least. Everybody be out, and I'd be like, I'm good. I'll just stay home. At 21 years old, too. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the wildest ways we've ever started this show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, and today we're joined by our guest, who's thankfully alive and well, Joey Aaronson.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thanks for coming
on.
Yeah.
You want to tell our listeners a little bit about yourself? Besides the crazy story that we just started with.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the positive side of that, I guess they said one of the main reasons I survived was because I was so healthy and in shape. With being like if it was a heavier person or a person really out of shape, they could have had a blood clot there and died, or.
Yep.
So, I was lucky there. But yeah, basically I run the Fitfarm podcast, and that's kind of how I saw you guys, because I followed you on there, and I like how you guys always go live. I've always kind of wanted to do that. But
yeah.
I do the show.
We definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. We've been able to, network and meet up with people that way.
Yeah, you can interact. Yeah. I love it. My fiance does a lot of the episodes with me, and she is not hip to that. So it'd be like
she's not about it.
She's like, I don't want to be on camera live. Like, okay, like what girl doesn't want the attention, right?
Right.
But no, she doesn't want it. So I don't do live with her, but
I think I heard that on one of your episodes too. You went to pull out Facebook Live, and she's like, "Is that Facebook Live?" No.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Middle of the episode. It's like, okay, fine. So, yeah, man. I mean, all we're about as far as the podcast goes is just spreading healthy tips or habits, and some of it's like backed by research and science. Some of it's just backed by our experience. Things that we've been doing it for so long. So
I will say from what I've heard you discuss on some of the episodes, you don't buy into the fad stuff, and you're very conscious of like, okay, this might work for a little bit of time, but when you go back to whatever your normal routine might be,
yes,
that's really more what matters. Like you could cut out sugar and carbs and everything you want, but once you stop doing that and you go back to normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of my favorite things to tell people is when you're looking at like before and after pictures of people that have like lost weight or whatever. I want you to look at the before, I want you to look at the after, and then look at the after, you know, like when that dude lost 20 pounds and then 2 years later he gained 40 or something, you know, because he was starving himself forever, you know, like that.
Yep.
That stuff catches up to you, and I just wish a lot of people wouldn't prescribe these kind of diets where they're like, oh, you're gonna eat 500 calories is all you're gonna eat today. You're gonna lose. Of course, you're gonna lose weight.
Yeah. You definitely. Yeah, you can't do that. You need the calories to burn.
Yeah, you need.
Otherwise, you're gonna be fucking tired as fuck.
Yeah, you're gonna be worthless, right? You're gonna be a puddle.
Yeah, you can't even think with that. Like, you need that nutrient to like even process.
That's where I first lose it if I'm like not eating right. Is I like my mental capacity.
Oh, you're just foggy, right? You got a mental fog,
Yeah.
dude. I notice even like recording episodes and stuff. If I've been eating, you know, sometimes we all eat junk once in a while. That's fine. But if I've been eating just like horse shit or whatever, I'll be like recording an episode and I'll ask the same person the same question like 3 times. It'll be like, you just asked that. I'm like, oh yeah, well, ignore that.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's it, man. That's what we're about. And then I'm just, you know, I train jujitsu, love jujitsu. So we talk about that a lot. Like watching the fights. I know you guys are down with the fights. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the fight culture, I guess, that goes along with it. You know, like Conor's shenanigans of throwing things through bus windows. And
the new WWE/UFC, right?
Yeah.
Dana acts like he's so pissed, but he's like secretly like, "Fuck yeah, I see the dollar signs."
He's the new Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if those guys got off the bus? Because they're like all like top contenders in the UFC. The only really fighter that was out there was Conor, and it was just a bunch of his friends. Like, could you imagine
a bunch of hooligans hopped up on drugs?
Yeah, that's true though. They might have been tough, but I mean the brawl from that, holy cow.
Well, yeah, it's like a shitty scenario all the way around. Like with Khabib's like fucking, you know, torturing the partner and all that shit. And, you know, Conor going sadistic to come all the way on a plane ride like that to fucking start some shit. Being that hopped up for fucking 30 hours like that, like, fuck no, I can't wait to get there and fuck this stuff. You gotta, like, it's like, oh my God.
Drug test that man immediately, right?
Yeah. It doesn't matter if he's not competing. Like, we need to see what's going on there.
Yeah, the only drug that's going to come up is Irish.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
He's got a feud and he's going to fucking slap someone around.
He's got to do
that
it.
Seems to be how it goes.
Yeah. It's just sad the repercussions. You know, a lot of fighters like had the 3 fights got called off because of it.
Well, now and he has a kid too, and he fucking going and getting involved with like courts and fines and shit like that. Like, it's not really setting a good role model either.
No.
Yeah, potential jail time, but I mean, let's face it, he's never going to see it.
That's I was gonna say that at first. Like, he has a kid, he's gonna go to jail. Oh no, never mind. He's got tons of fucking money. Of course, he's not
Conor
going to jail.
McGregor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He just made $100 million last year, right? I forgot.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's got fuck you suit money.
Yeah, right. Literally. I saw that. Where the heck did I see that? Maybe on Instagram or something, that suit. That's funny.
The pinstripes. What was hilarious
fuck you suit?
Was all of the network television stations were like doing shots with him in it, but they weren't blurring it out because they didn't realize that it said fuck you in the pinstripes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. And you can buy your own, I guess. He's going to be reproducing them.
I'm getting one. I'm getting one for both of us, Matt.
That's his bail money right there. That's his get out of jail money.
We'll be doing live shows on those very soon.
Oh, that'll be sick.
So Joey, how long have you been doing training for under Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, let's see. I started in 2007, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little over a decade now.
Jeez, yeah, it doesn't seem like that. I mean, there was
quick, I'm sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of downtime too. You know, I'd go because here's the thing: I used to wrestle too when I was a kid and in high school and everything. So I was used to like the 3 or 4 month season. You know, so you wrestle from like what is it, September to January or something, or October, whatever, right in there. Then you'd be off the rest of the year. So jiu-jitsu's all year round. So I'd train for a while and I'd go hard. I'd train, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm taking some time off, and I'd be gone for like 6 months, you know. So progressing was
Did you find that hard to sort of flip-flop back into it, or that's just like your style?
Oh, it's hard. Yeah. Now I try not to.
Yeah, you get rusty.
Oh, yeah. I try not to miss more than a week now. I mean, that's it. It's
okay.
Yeah, and what sucks is when you what used to really drive me crazy is I'd leave for a while and just lose interest, come back, and then new guys would be kicking my ass, because
Yeah, right. Yeah.
because they stayed with
They
it.
missed the class.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing about that. I was a white belt for like 7 or 8 years because of the way I would stop coming, go again, stop coming, go again.
Yep.
Up until
Now I noticed, the learning curve is a bit, or like the belt earning curve, I should say, is a bit more steep for adults.
Oh yeah.
It seems like for kids get black belts in like fucking 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like an adult, it would take like 15 or something.
Forever. I mean, if you were an adult going full time, it would probably take like 6 or 8 years, and I mean full time, like 4 or 5 times a week, all year round.
Yep.
That's insane. What's that? 250 classes a
commitment.
year? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Jesus.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, in the real world, we can't do that. Like we got work, kids, all that other stuff.
Yep, 40 hours at a job.
Mhm.
That kind of sinks it right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Podcasts.
Yeah. Podcast.
Second job, basically.
Dude, it is. It's the second job that doesn't quite pay as good as the first, but it's way more fun.
but it's
Yeah, right.
rewarding. Still.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, meeting
Yeah.
all different people and stuff. What? Have you guys ever heard of? It's a little off topic here, but have you ever heard of Mind Pump before?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's another podcast. It was actually funny because it's one of the first ones I ever listened to, and I kind of looked up to them, and they have like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like they're pretty kind of a big deal in the fitness world. But like I got to interview one of the dudes from there. It was kind of cool, because it's podcasting, right? You get to meet all types of cool people.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We've met so many fucking people over this journey, and I mean, we've been going at it for only like a year and a half now.
Yeah. So if it doesn't pay the bills, that's fine. It still has fun, or you still have fun with it, and it's rewarding,
Mm-hmm.
And then if you touch people's lives or you inspire someone, and they message you and say, hey, I like what you're doing, that feels good too, right?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, man. That makes our day,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, you guys get that all the time. I mean, I know I can tell just by, listening to half the episodes. I'm like, oh yeah, that, half the stuff you say, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like when you were telling the story about the turtles and you brought it around full circle, talking about, a rat in a robe, and I was just like, yep, Splinter,
Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah, that was
The low key Ninja Turtle references.
yeah, yep, exactly. So I mean, like, and people on kind of our age group probably really jive with that, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what we strive for in general.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah,
Just try to get you through your day.
Podcasting is definitely the fun side hobby.
Yeah, it is.
Compared to work. But I mean, for work, it's also fitness related for you as well.
Yeah. I do train people at a local facility, and then actually I have a gym here at the house too. I repurposed this old barn. I don't know if you guys ever go on my website, you should check it out because it's actually pretty cool.
I'm actually on it right now.
Okay, yeah. So if you see any pictures of the inside, that's like 100-year-old barn that we.
Wow.
Yeah, it had like a dirt floor when I moved in here and everything, and they were like milking goats in there. I mean, it was like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like straight. Like you look at it and be like, "There's no way you're gonna ever use this. Just knock it down." Well, we just put the work in there, and it took a few years, but I got 2 floors of tons of weights and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool,
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
Thanks. Yeah,
and it's cool because like you do the one-on-one experience, right?
Yep.
So like it's not like you're gonna get overlooked on improper form and anything like that, And if you have any concerns, you answer them right away.
Yep, and you don't have
That's the best part.
You don't have to wait for a rack or weights or whatever. They're all there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at it now. Now it's the black and white pictures, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
great.
fantastic.
Man.
Looking at the inside of this, I would never know that it was a barn.
Yeah. And
This looks like a CrossFit that I used to attend.
see.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's just it literally from the outside, people drive by. The only thing that gives it away is like we have a nice staircase going up to it. Other than that, it just looks like an old red barn. Nothing crazy.
That's
so cool,
fantastic,
man.
man.
Yeah, thanks.
How long did it take to do the renovation for that?
Oh, A couple
I
years.
imagine it was a process.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of money, so it was like when I have money to throw at it, you know.
Right.
So it was like piece by piece, you kind of put it together.
Yeah. It took a couple years. I mean, for sure, a couple years, and it's just now about finished. We have to finish painting the exterior. We have about half of it done. Now that it's finally warm here again, we'll probably finish the rest of it, and it'll be done.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's great to have that. Now, is there a little like podcast corner that you're making?
Yeah.
In there as well.
So that's actually in there, in the office. I don't know if you've probably seen the pictures I put on Instagram or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the studio is for the podcast too. Is actually in that barn.
Oh.
That.
So that's under this, or that's like right there, huh?
That's the downstairs. Yep. So there's.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Damn.
So yeah, that's where we do all the recording, actually in the barn too. So it's Then we have like a 3-acre field out there, and this year we're gonna start be our first time doing it, having like some couples fitness challenges and shit, like flipping tires and pull.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, pulling sleds and shit. It's gonna be fun, man.
That'll be great.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, battle rope challenges.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Dude, yeah, all that.
That's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, and then we'll afterwards I have a bar. It's so funny. Like as I lived here, I was just like, I'm gonna make this my own because I bought the place. I'm stuck here. So we had a 4-car garage. I sectioned off 2 cars of it and finished it and made a bar in there. So literally after the challenge is done, we'll just go slam some beers and hang out and watch fights or whatever, or.
That's why. Yeah, that's the perfect setup.
Yeah, and then on the wall, I'll have to send you guys the picture of this. It's funny, but you guys seen the movie Dodgeball before?
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. So that picture of him taking the bull by the horns.
Yep.
I have a picture of me doing that on the wall.
Which someone commissioned that for you or something?
Yeah. My mom's an artist for that's what she does for a living. So
oh wow,
I had her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had her come out and just paint me grabbing the bull by the horns.
Dude, that's so fucking cool.
That's great.
Thanks, man. Everyone walks in, they're like, "Oh, that's interesting." I'm like, if you haven't seen the movie, you don't get it.
Man, that's awesome. That's gonna be so much more special too, knowing like your mom painted that.
Yeah,
as well. Like that's cool to have like a family trait ahead of you like that.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone in my family that's talented. Because it's not me.
Creative.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, you are, man. You just don't realize it. I mean, you're creating a podcast, man, and I've listened to your show and I love it. Like, I was like, damn, I was drawn right in from the first episode. Oh. Your co-host is your wife. Your co-host in life, you could say.
Yeah. Thanks.
Which I think is awesome. And
you two have a really good back and forth, which I would guess would be expected.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Well, you guys do too. I mean, and for being
we're not married though.
We're not married.
No, thank goodness, right?
Yeah. But we've known each other for a long time though, so it helps out,
Yeah, that's what I forget. One of you guys was telling me that you kind of, both used to live close to each other, right? That you just moved.
Yep.
Yeah, like a mile away.
Went to high school together.
Now it's like you couldn't be any further away. You're like literally East Coast to West Coast.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I could go to Hawaii, I guess, if I wanted to go a couple more 1,000 miles west.
Fuck, I'm not setting up a studio in Hawaii. I'll move into Cali to set up a studio there with you, but that's it. That's my draw.
What if you got here and I was in Hawaii?
Oh.
I would be so pissed. Like, I just get there and I'm like, hey, man, I finally arrived. We're setting up the house right now. I'm like, hey, about that. I just finished up packing
I'm going to send you some, what do they got, mangoes?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Hawaii. Clearly,
I haven't either.
Papayas, I don't know. No, that's
pineapples
or something.
I guess pineapples. Yeah, that would be the.
Oh, I'm sure coconuts, pineapples, maybe, right?
The vacation I am looking forward to is coming up in a few weeks to Mexico. That's what I'm really.
It's gonna be fun.
You ever been or first time?
Or? No, first time.
Yeah, me. I've never been either, so I was gonna ask about it. But
me neither.
I need to get my passport. I don't even have a passport, so.
There you
go.
Me
either. Yeah, I got to get my passport. I want to get out of this country sometime and get culture.
Yeah, you have to, man. I mean, like I've been all over the country,
Yeah,
but it's just
you're not far from Canada. I mean,
yeah,
could always head up to Toronto. It's not too far.
I haven't done that either. I've got to do that.
Actually, yeah. Montreal's pretty cool, Matt. You should do that this summer. That's what I would suggest.
I always get shit because I've never gone across the border, and like Canada's like only like 3 hours up north or whatever it is.
Dang. Yeah,
not too far.
I've never gone either, man. It'd be fun.
It's worth it for the poutine. Get some fries with gravy and cheese.
We're just going for some fries with gravy, sir.
Let me in. Yeah, without that passport, boy.
So, in terms of eating, you're probably not doing fries with gravy every day, right?
Not every day. No.
He doesn't want to get that swole. Come on.
Like, with being like fitness minded and in the fitness world, nutrition is a big part of that, right?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately, because
it sounds like a struggle.
It is.
From what you're saying.
I was gonna say, now it seems like you don't buy into a lot of the fads or the diets or anything. Now, is there any particular plan that you just follow? Like, is there like guidelines, or is there a strict regime that you just like stick to?
Yeah, I mean, well, if I'm really trying, like if I have a weight in mind, like, hey, I want to weigh X amount of pounds, I want to lose, 10 pounds for like a competition or something like that, like a jiu-jitsu tournament, there's weight classes. Sometimes I'll track, so there's an app. You can get this app for free on your phone. It's called Lose It. And you can literally you just track your calories. You just enter in what you're eating. Boom, it's free. It's a free app. You just enter in everything you eat. It adds up your calories.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but I don't track all the time. Normally, like as a rule of thumb, what I do, and I try to tell people to do, like the easiest thing is just eat real food. Like it is that simple, but it's not easy, but it's simple. Like just go to the produce section and get boring ass produce. I know it sounds terrible, but get produce. Rice is fine. I try to stay away from like bread and noodles.
Right.
But,
refined carbohydrates are really a big issue.
Yes.
That's something I stick to. Like, well, not so much right now.
I always thought rice was on par with bread in terms of like, is it you're better off with rice?
Well, yeah. Myself, I get better results. I feel better too. Like when I eat pasta, man, I don't know if anybody else gets that feeling afterwards where you just feel worthless. I can't do anything. I can't.
Well,
move,
it's turning to sugar and just like fucking sending you into a shock.
Yeah, your insulin
your body's literally going into a shock.
Yep, exactly. Now, there's that, and fruit isn't really bad for you like everyone thinks it is. That's still better than eating.
Oh, I love a peach, man.
Yeah, could eat a peach for days.
Yeah, it's when
right?
you like overindulge. If all you eat's fruit, that could be a problem, right?
Yeah,
but like not like the occasional peach or
peach.
Well, even with I've heard the juicing and stuff. If you
bad,
juice fucking like 5 oranges, you could gulp that down. It's like, yeah, but if you just ate one orange,
yes, exactly,
you get like 1/5 of the sugar that's in that shit.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Eat your calories, don't drink them. Right? I mean, if you want to be full or feel, the word would be satiated. If you want to feel satiated, eat your calories, don't drink them. So eat, because if you drink a pop, I think, like a can of Mountain Dew or something will have like 50 grams of sugar. So you're over 200 calories in just a can of pop. Well, if you just switch that to water and ate 200 calories, you'd feel a little bit better, right? I mean, just common sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then you don't get that crazy like sugar crash either.
Yeah, exactly. What's funny is so many people know what to do. Like if you really think deep down, everybody knows like what they need to do. And the thing you're doing is you're just telling them. You're like, hey, this is what you got to do. They just need you to enforce it almost, right?
The guidance, kind of.
Yeah, like I was talking about one of our episodes, like we need to have like a New Year's resolution enforcer. Just someone that follows you around. Like, what's your goal for the year? Okay, cool. You want to lose 20 pounds? I'm gonna follow you everywhere, and I'm gonna slap food out of your hand.
My dad put my uncle on that when they were kids. He called it the seafood diet because when he saw food, he'd slap it out of his hand.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, it's sad. I just imagine being at like a taco truck, and then out of nowhere comes this fast hand and just takes away all of my joy.
Yeah, you gotta have like some super huge jack dude do it too. So like
The Rock.
You
can't even challenge him. You're just like,
you're grabbing that taco, it's going to your mouth, and all of a sudden, hey, he slaps your hand, a taco everywhere.
Hands you a bowl of quinoa.
Yeah, eat some quinoa, boy. And then right when you're about to say something, you look up at him, you're like, yes, sir.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, right.
It's Lou Ferrigno. Damn.
Yeah.
The Hulk? You're throwing the Hulk at people?
Yeah.
He's old, but he'll still fuck me up because now he's got that old man strength on top of the Hulk strength.
Yeah, he's got 50, 60 years of being in that swole body. He knows how to move now too. It's scary.
Yeah.
So it seems food-wise, your advice though is, it like if you have to cook it yourself, that's the way to go.
Yeah. I'm 100% with that, man. And if you can source what your food is within just a couple ingredients, that's always a good rule of thumb too. If you're reading the box of what's in your food and it's got like 10 different ingredients and you can't read half of them, it's usually a bad sign too.
Yeah, you go to the supermarket and typically 90% of everything has about 50 ingredients at minimum, and it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's when you realize everything's processed.
Yeah.
It always has some kind of corn byproduct in it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is horrible for you.
Try to find something without corn in it. It's insane, right? Oh, corn
it's
syrup.
the number one cash crop, it's insane. Like we just try to push it into everything because we've got an overwhelming amount of corn in this country.
Yeah.
Cut open an apple, corn just falls out in kernels. It's like, fuck, man.
Fuck.
It's everywhere.
I remember when apples didn't have the corn.
Yeah, back in my day.
Cornless apples?
That's hilarious. It's true though. Yeah. I mean that and even natural flavoring, I think is like code word for MSG. And like if like that's kind of scary when you think about that. You're like, really? Everything's got that, and it sounds healthy, natural flavor, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't they just use the thing then?
Yeah,
that has that flavor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Natural lime flavor. It's like, I'm suspicious because you said fucking natural. You shouldn't have to say that.
Yeah, just say lime flavor, but yeah, whatever.
Natural copyrighted. It's like, who can fucking copyright natural? That's like, that's really suspicious.
Yeah, we own this. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think this segues nicely to our promo code for ButcherBox. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I did get a subscription to ButcherBox recently though, so I filled up my fridge with meat, and I'm forcing myself to cook more.
That's good.
That's good.
And I got meat and green vegetables.
Perfect, dude. That's
nice.
all you need. What what kind of meat? Beef or what?
Yeah, it's all grass fed. And it's beef, chicken, and pork. And there's like they threw in some bacon in there since it was like my first time getting the box. And chicken is just the cutlets. It's got some like pork loins. And then it had filet mignon and fucking, little filet steaks and some ground beef too. It came with a bunch actually.
Nice. Yeah. So can you pick and choose what meats come in it too, or they just give you a variety?
Yeah. You can do either just beef, just chicken, just pork, or a variety essentially.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. Okay. I'd like to check something like that out. That'd be neat. It's
a little more expensive than I would have liked for my girlfriend gets all her subscription boxes, so she's like, oh, you should get one too. And I was like, all right, how about I get a bunch of meat delivered to the door?
Hell yeah.
She's like, I didn't think you were gonna spend that much. I'm like, I
told me to.
The way they broke it down though, it made sense to me because they said it's all grass fed products, and the portions come out to about $5 per portion. So I was like, fucking, that's better than anything you're going to get down at the grocery store and probably better quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, back to the corn, a lot of the cows that are fed corn, a lot of the, different farm animals are fed corn, that you're going to buy at, Price Chopper or Hannaford if it's not organic. And that's not what they're naturally meant to eat, so it really fucking messes up
or they end up getting fed like other cows and shit.
Yeah, grunt.
Yeah. Now... real quick while we're on meat, I just wanted to get your take. Do you think, do you have anything against a lot of beef in the diet, a lot of red meat, or do you prefer chicken, the poultry or anything?
Myself, no, I eat beef probably 2 or 3 times a week. I have nothing against it.
Okay. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm not an expert on what it will do to gut health or anything like that, as far as digesting it, but
eat some fiber along with it, and you should be
right.
Should be all good.
Yeah, and there's the link to heart disease, but I think that's it's a wild statistic that doesn't incorporate.
Sugar.
What are they eating with the meat? Is it a cheeseburger and shit? I've heard this argument a million times, and it really made me think about it. And it's just I feel like as long as you go grass, grass fed, get the best cut meat you can. Beef's not gonna kill you.
Oh, get the best quality. I mean, there's people that live strictly on that carnivore diet. There's people that are keto and they're keto and healthy. I can't do keto because I like, I need carbs, but everybody's different too.
Oh, man. I did like at least 6 months on the keto diet, and like when I came back, I just went ham on all the carbs.
Oh, I bet
it was crazy. I gained back half the weight I lost. I didn't go all full board, but I definitely gained back half the weight I lost. Like,
yeah,
double fisted cereal boxes,
bread, fucking cereal, pasta, dude, pasta. I love pasta, man. Pasta with bread.
Yeah, pasta bread.
Oh my God,
I feel like it's one of those things, like in life in general, the rule is like everything in moderation.
Yeah, balance, moderation. Yeah, those words that are so hard to obtain, but
exactly.
But I got nothing against beef at all. I like it. I feel good when I eat it. I don't feel like crap, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like energetic, after I eat it. Like a good steak
I definitely crave protein. I find that,
dude, me too.
Yep.
And I feel like I get more from red. It might be like a mental thing, but I feel like I get more energized from red meat than like chicken per se.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
So what's a normal day look like for you?
Well,
like, are you kind of setting your own schedule these days?
Well, it depends on the day and the time of year. Because I do have, I had a lot of irons in the fire. I had a lot of things going on for a while. You
sound busy. I mean, you're a business owner, podcaster, father, husband.
Yeah, 2 kids. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And for a while, I had my own trucking company too. So I had semis and dump trucks. So
oh wow.
Yeah, I literally just sold my last truck last week. So it was getting really slow last year, so actually I started to take the training more serious. I did construction for years, probably 10, 11 years. So generally in the summer, depending, they still sometimes call me back, and I'll go work for this company driving one of their trucks, like a dump truck for a few hours out of the day, or if it's not busy there, I'm at the gym training people. So it does vary, but generally, let's say in the middle of the summer, I'm going to go work construction, sometimes 8 hours, sometimes 10, and then I'm going either to the gym right after to train people, or I'm going home to train people. So my time for meat exercise is usually like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh wow!
Oh wow, man!
Yeah, and it's never fun. I don't care what people say, like how you're gonna get used to it, or you just do it. For me, it's still a struggle every morning, but you got to do it, right?
Yeah,
it's just a grind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want? At the end of the day, what do you want, right?
Especially with it being like your profession at the same time, and like your hobby, and it's like everything, like you're doing a podcast about it, like there's a lot riding on it.
It's like us with weed.
Yep. you got to dabble.
You got to smoke it. It's like sometimes I get up, man, and I just don't want to light that joint.
God damn it! Another grab.
The lighter still sparks.
This again. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, you got to be congruent, right? And you're your own billboard at the end of the day. So you do. You have to. And sometimes I'm just like, man, I just want to be fat and drive a truck, and, not do anything.
Yeah.
No, you got to do it. You do. And like you guys said, man, you got to represent too, man. You got to get up. You got to smoke every morning. I mean, otherwise, what are you? You're not really a slacker if you're not slacking, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very true.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
We sort of have, I guess, a little bit of a reputation to uphold.
Yeah. And I mean, if I lived out where you lived, I'd be all about it, dude, for sure.
Oh yeah, Jesse.
Where Jesse lives, yes.
Yeah, see, it's funny. It's a contrast.
I've heard really great things for CBD in terms of like muscle and inflammation and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Recovery too, just because it helps people relax. I mean, all that, yeah. And soreness, pain, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a firm believer, man. CBDs work wonders on like sore days.
Yeah, dude, totally. Yep, I agree 100%. And I still think
even if you're not, smoking it, they have some of the bombs that you can like rub.
Oh man, gummies, anything you want. There's a way to applicate it to you.
Yeah, I've seen that. You rub it right on your whatever on your elbow.
Dogs now too. Your dog's getting older and they got hip problems. Give them some CBD. They got CBD treats.
We read a story last week about a raccoon that got way too high.
I heard that.
He got THC though. He was a little fucked up.
Yeah.
And he was literally lethargic. Like they were like, this guy's toast. Put him in
Is he
front of
on
a
meth?
TV with Netflix and a comfy blanket. He'll be all right.
Yeah, for real, dude. I just had a dog I had to put down in November last year, and
Oh man.
yeah, I wish I could have had something like that for him, like even THC just to help him get completely out of it, because he was in so much pain.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How old was he? Like, was it an older dog? Or?
Yeah, he was an English bulldog, so he was 10 years old. That's
oh wow,
that's old for them.
That's a lot for them. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're great dogs, man. I love any bully breed, especially the bulldogs.
Yeah.
My uncle had them.
Yeah.
They're fucking so characteristic.
Oh yeah, but they're so messy, dude. The drool is
slobber.
Yeah. And he wasn't.
They're like the slobbery, most slobbery dog.
Oh yeah, they stink. The farts, their gas is always so bad. Yeah. He wasn't neutered either, so he's just these big balls walking around everywhere.
It's like Rob Diedrich's
dogs.
Yeah,
fucking wrecking balls.
Oh yeah, you could definitely call him. And it was so funny because he would always just kind of like the way he sit down, like his balls are just sitting on everything. He's just teabagging everything.
He just jumps on your lap and teabags you.
Yeah, you're like, dude, come on, man.
You just get used to getting teabagged all the time.
Yeah,
man. Except for when he hits you in the face. You never get used to that when you're in bed.
Yeah. It's just a part of life, man. It's life.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He's teabagging everyone, in doggy heaven.
What's funny is they probably know. Like at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. They're just just like, I'm getting away with it. Like
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I got a pit bull, and it's like I half the time I'm just like, I know you know what the fuck you just did.
Yep.
You're giving me that look. Uh
huh. Yeah, you got to figure it out. Don't play with me.
Yeah.
They just get away with it. Whatever.
Now, we covered a lot, including your dog's balls. Was there anything else that you wanted to make sure that we touched on?
Well, don't touch on the balls, but how about the fights tonight, or just as far as the main event, right? Did we say I don't know if you guys follow Bellator. I don't follow a lot of their.
I don't follow it a lot, but the heavyweight Grand Prix is crazy. I'm more of like, I really follow UFC only anymore.
Yeah.
We asked our fans at one point if they wanted us to cover Bellator as well, and we didn't get too much of a reaction, surprisingly.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I love the UFC. I mean, it's just a lot of the top competitors and stuff, and I mean, it doesn't cut short Bellator's competitors at all.
Sure.
No.
It's harder to for me to catch it. Like, I don't have cable anymore, so it's like I don't just catch their fights or anything like that.
Yeah, because they're on the.
I have the UFC Fight Pass. It makes it so easy to keep up.
Yeah, because they're on what's it called? They're on Paramount Network now, which I don't have that. So like you said, I looking around,
and I'm not sure if they do any web, if you could watch it online.
I'm on the Bellator website right now, and it looks like you can do a watch now kind of thing if you buy tickets.
See, and that's kind of like where you lose me. It's like the fighters that I'm into, I've seen grow in the UFC, or it's just it's the, like we were talking off the air before, like it's the WWE to the WCW, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah, I don't care about it enough to spend money on watching it. I do want to watch it, but I'm not gonna.
I do, yeah. Like, I always appreciate this competition. I mean, it's like the ultimate competition in life, one-on-one combat.
Well, I don't know. Let's pump the brakes. There's no bears or swords involved.
This guy, he wants to intensify it even more, but it's never gonna fly unless you go over to Russia.
Russia. Hey, outside the U.S., there's a lot of things that fly.
There's a lot of options. There's like weird stuff in Japan too. Don't.
Oh, there is.
Don't hold
one thing I saw recently, I need your guys' opinion on, is arm wrestling MMA. Have you seen this?
I've heard about it. Yeah, where they can punch too, right?
You can punch somebody as long as you're linked.
Well, they like strap their arms together in an arm wrestling, and you can either pin your opponent in the arm wrestle or knock them out.
Yeah, or
with your other hand.
I saw this a while ago. We haven't done we kind of canceled the segment. We used to do Green Corner Plus, like combat sports.
I think we need to do another
ridiculous.
one.
That was one of the things I saw a while back that I was like, oh, this would be cool to do on Green Corner Plus.
Oh yeah, revive it for that. That's hilarious.
It's crazy, dude. Oh, no, thank you. I don't want to do that at all. Like, just get wailed in the face until one of us goes out.
Right?
It's just ridiculous because there's like, it'd be like trying to balance plates while like shooting someone with a fucking gun.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
it's like you have
yeah.
two things to worry about, and like either one that you fuck up is gonna like make you lose.
it's like,
Yeah.
extreme waitressing, right? You drive, walking around with all
Yeah,
these
right.
plates, shooting shit, too. Like,
It reminds me of like
Yeah.
MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, that Japanese game show that they dub over.
oh,
You'd
yeah.
have people like cross bridges and shoot fucking dodgeballs at them.
Again, Japan.
yeah.
Again, see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude.
That's hilarious.
Fucking. But, man, I've got to say the most thing that I'm excited about this year is Stipe versus DC.
Oh, I can't wait.
Like,
Yeah.
Man, July 7th, that's going to be nuts. Like, the whole card's going to be stacked for sure.
It's going to be huge.
But, I mean, it's the first time DC's competed against a heavyweight since, like, his Strike Force days.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, dude. And they're both, like, really good wrestlers, too, so.
Oh, man, amazing. And, I mean, fucking Stipe's fucking stand-up is amazing. So, I mean, I don't see DC being able to pull this off. But, I mean, the money for him is, like, worth it alone.
Yeah. It's really hard to count either one of them
He's
out.
faced bigger guys.
Yeah.
You know, but just after seeing what Stipe did to Francis, it's like, ooh.
Yes.
I don't know, DC.
For 25 minutes just throwing him around, dude. Yeah.
DC
Yeah.
does have more wins than him, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But we're talking like the heavyweight, as far as heavyweight goes, like, you know, Stipe is the most successful heavyweight of all time in the UFC.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which, you know, like the defense wise, like it's nothing like DC's defense of the light heavyweight title, which is still skeptical because, I mean, he's pretty much regained it because John Jones got disqualified from ever winning it.
Yeah. Which
You
is
know.
Which is a weird way to maintain a title or obtain a title like that.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy, but he still, you know, besides John Jones, who is like sidelined for now, like he is probably the best light heavyweight that, you know, there is right now.
Yeah, definitely. And what's funny is he'll beat guys like he beat Gustafsson, you know, Alexander Gustafsson, who's a stud.
Who's a monster too, like in his own.
Yeah, and arguably like his fight with John Jones, anyone could have won. Gustafsson versus Jones. I don't know if you saw that fight. It was so close. Right?
Oh yeah, I've seen every John Jones
Yeah,
fight.
but like
I love him.
DC kicked his ass, you know, or I mean, at least more decisive than John Jones did. But I think anymore for DC, I think he's got a mental block. I don't think at this point he'll ever beat John Jones.
Yeah, right. Jones just got into his mind because, I mean, he's a wild guy.
Yep.
I mean, like the fucking, you know, I beat your ass after a weekend of cocaine, like type deal, like
Right.
statements are like what really fucking. He's like, oh fuck, man, this guy did really put a number on me, and he was partying the whole weekend. He wasn't even. I was fucking training and sleeping my fucking 8 hours. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but coke's also going to make you kind of crazy. So
Yeah, he's reckless too, isn't he? He's a wild man.
Oh, the hit and run where he hit a lady and ran from the scene, like
Yeah,
yeah. He's a hell of a competitor. Probably, you know, if he ever straightened out his life, he could be one of the best of all time.
yeah.
Without
Well,
a doubt.
we also want to remember that, you know, constant head trauma leads to poor decision making.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Oh yeah.
It's like, why do football players and MMA fighters always get into trouble? Like, I don't fucking know. What's the connection?
Mike Tyson owned a shit ton of tigers and lions and walked around on leashes with no muzzles or anything.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Well, that's just because he knew he could knock him out if they got out of line.
I don't know about
he was
that.
in some kind
I'm
of.
gonna put you down, Tiger.
You ever see those
I'll put you to
like
sleep.
the pictures of him too? He's like in his underwear or some weird shit when he's walking around with those tigers,
Oh my
right?
god, dude! Yeah. It's like, dude, that tiger could just like swipe your balls away with like a fucking split second.
It's to show dominance.
Oh yeah.
It's how he keeps the tigers in line.
Yeah.
If he was clothed, they wouldn't fucking listen.
You'd be like an
Oh man.
average dude then.
Oh god.
Wild man.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that match coming up, and that's probably like the biggest thing of the year for me, man. I'm like really excited. I know they're gonna pull Lesnar in somehow too.
Oh.
That's in the talks,
You know what?
and that's gonna.
Yeah.
That's always amazing to watch the freak, the freak accident here.
I'd like to
I thought
see.
you were calling him a freak.
Well,
he is a freak.
Kinda.
I mean, he's Brock Lesnar.
I'd like to see him versus John Jones.
Oh, if that ever happened, especially after like what John called him out after beating DC.
Yeah, and then okay, then winner of Jones and Lesnar goes against winner of Stipe and DC, right?
Oof.
Whoa, man.
Dude, now we're talking.
That's a heavyweight Grand
Now
Prix,
we're
right?
talking.
That
Dude, yeah.
Now
yeah.
everyone's gonna forget about Bellator's Grand Prix if that's the Grand Prix right there, right?
Yeah, man, exactly. You know, and I'm not sure. What did Jones even get? Is he indefinitely suspended for 4 years?
I don't know. I think it's still up in the air, as far as proving
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's I mean, he claimed that the last time he got flagged, it was boner pills.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see what he gets this time. And I mean, it's quite possible from what I've heard, pharmaceuticals are produced, whether it's boner pills or gas station energy pills or whatever, they're all produced in mass factories where like anything could have been pressed in those pills, before. So the residue gets there and contamination and all that shit. So who knows? I mean, he could have just been trying to, get his shit hard and ruined his fucking career. But
I mean,
so I guess
at that
he
age,
has to reapply for a license in March of next year, 2019.
Oh dang! So at his
dude, and this is getting bad. He's in his prime, losing it.
I mean, at his age, why does he need those pills, right?
Dude, exactly. It's all the cocaine, dude.
Yeah.
You can't function once your brain's rewired. It's crazy.
Maybe they just make his balls tingle.
Yeah, right.
It's like I like the feeling.
Maybe he had a real ugly one.
Man,
he's like, I got
Black Rhino XLs.
Yeah,
I've never seen the fucking curb appeal in that shit.
No,
it's like, it's got a rhino on it.
Well,
I guess I
don't know, man.
Take these pills that I have no idea.
The only thing I'm guilty of is when I was a teenager and like worked a lot. I tried the like energy pills or like the energy mints. I remember the Y2J stingers, and I was like, these are bullshit. I tried them quick. I didn't like take them a lot, and I was like, But like the boner pills always scared me because even like the artwork on them, I'm like, does any doctor know this shit's here at Sunoco?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want anything at a Sunoco gas station interfering with my dick. Like the two should never have to like come across each other's like decision paths.
Yeah,
like I'll leave it to Arizona's and cigarettes and fucking keep those to the doctor.
Yeah.
What if you take it and your dick never works again? It's like I'm just not willing to risk.
What if a ball falls off?
Yeah, it could fall off. I mean, there's no prescription, and the problem, like going back to that stuff, and why I don't like supplements either, is none of it's regulated by the FDA. So they can just put out whatever they want in there. Yeah, I don't know, some shit in there.
And apparently, what they do is like if they get in trouble at all, they go, "Oh, sorry," and they shut down the company and open under another name and pretty much repackage the same
formula
pills.
a little bit.
Yeah,
like they even sometimes just repackage the same shit.
Yeah.
And just wait to get caught again.
Dude, seriously, you're right. I mean, and that's why I'm not a fan of supplements, like even like workout supplements. Like you don't know what's in them.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many fighters have claimed that they've been taking regular supplements available at GNC. And I think, what is it? There was a huge list of like things that are flagged at GNC that are like not you shouldn't take in competition. And I think they even recommend that you don't take anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like to be safe.
Dude, yeah, I know a handful of people that have taking stuff, we're taking supplements that I know from the gym, and they told me straight up, like, this one worked, and then like a year later it got flagged for, actually having like real steroids in it, like, oh, that's why it worked.
Exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
It'll have these trace elements in it, and that's all you need, man, a little bit, and they will pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we're talking like, especially like certain states are harder than others, with their commissions. New York doesn't fuck around at all.
Oh, yeah, no.
With it just opening up for like MMA and everything, they're not gonna fuck around at all. I know.
Nope. See ya, right?
Gotta be careful with that shit. Keep your dick pills limited.
Right.
Now, with practicing jiu-jitsu, do you do any competitions at all?
Yeah, I've done a few tournaments. Yeah. There's the big one is IBJJF, and I did that last year. In Chicago, they had an open. And
nice.
I had like 14 guys in my bracket. I took third, so it was decent.
Oh, wow, awesome.
Yeah,
that's really good, man.
Yeah, not bad, man. It was an experience because like you can go to these other tournaments and they're just like held in like high school gymnasiums, because it's not like a huge thing. But IBJJF is a big deal. Like you walk in and it's it's intimidating. I was just like, oh man, I got sick to my stomach.
There's cameras probably, right? I'd imagine.
Oh yeah. So if you
ESPN Ocho
coverage,
dude, if you're into the like really into the grappling world, like dudes that are famous were there, like from the grappling world, like Keenan Cornelius.
I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, these like big names.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking Eddie Bravo goes to him.
Yeah, that's one thing about jiu-jitsu, man, is you can meet your idols from jiu-jitsu. No problem. Now, if you try to meet a guy who played for, a football team or in the
good luck.
Yeah, LeBron James or something. Let's see.
Sports are the hardest,
Yeah.
especially these days.
Yeah.
Like you're better off with musicians or
Yep.
comedians, and actors lie somewhere in between there.
Yep. Yeah. Let's say you want to meet LeBron James. It's never going to happen. But
No, fuck no.
you want to meet
You might meet John Hamm before LeBron James.
right. But you want to meet the
Yeah.
LeBron James of jiu-jitsu, call and go to his academy. You can go there for
Nice.
$15, and meet him.
Yeah.
Train with him.
Yeah.
Get choked out by him.
Yeah, fucking killer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But,
Can you
yeah.
choke me out for this picture?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll do it. For. So that's one cool thing about it.
Now, like, out of like all the martial arts, what drew you to jiu-jitsu? Like, like way back in the day.
It was real easy, man. I wrestled forever, and it was the closest thing to it. So I said, "Hey, let's do this." It's pretty much submission wrestling, So
Yeah, and it's honestly one of the most effective there are. A lot of people, underestimate it.
Oh yeah.
As far as like what you can do in like a natural environment, like if something happens, like you can control like a scenario a lot easier if you've been practicing.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy when new people come in and they they think they're gonna do something, and how winded they get in about 10 seconds.
That's why you watch a lot of videos online where it's like jiu-jitsu versus this, and it's like jiu-jitsu always tends to win.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's so funny. Yep. I mean, the only time it really won't win is if you can't get the guy to the ground, and
exactly. Yeah. If you got like a real dominant striker
that can't get taken down, because
it
seems like a lot of kickboxers too, and because I've trained, the academies I go to, they have kickboxing, MMA, they have everything, so you get like the kickboxing guys will come and do one class, or you say, hey, I'll help you train for your MMA fight coming up if you want, and they're like, okay, cool, but you don't do kickboxing. You're like, I'll be fine. You just eat like one punch and you take them down, and then they're like a fish out of water,
Oh yeah, man. When it comes to MMA, you got to be well-rounded, otherwise you're fucked.
Yeah, and a lot of those kickboxing guys have no takedown defense at all. So.
Oh yeah, that's gonna land you in trouble real quick the first time you fight somebody that's at a wrestling background or jiu-jitsu or anything like that.
Yep.
It's interesting to see that with the different styles too. It's sort of like a rock paper scissors sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You could be great on the ground, and if you don't have the fucking ability to stand up or defend yourself, you're fucked.
Yep. Yeah, you got to be well-rounded nowadays, right? I mean.
Yeah, because you're gonna meet somebody that's not gonna be able to be taken down. Like it's inevitable.
Yep. Yeah, that's where Khabib might run into trouble eventually,
Oh, yeah. I mean, the monster he is even. But, I mean, one day he is going to meet somebody. And whether, it's like Conor or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one day, it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to take someone down, and it's just going to be a mess,
You think that GSP fight's going to happen?
Oh, man, it's hard to tell, right?
It's really hard to tell, and I've heard, a lot of either ways coming out of people, and I see the money maybe pulling him out, but after he just won the title and was like, fuck it, and just gave it away. Like, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know if GSP wants to come out of retirement to fight a killer and potentially ruin like his outing.
Yeah, ruin his legacy, right? I mean, it'd have to be a ton of money, right?
Ton of money, like real fuck you money.
Yeah. Like Mayweather McGregor money.
Yeah, and I just don't see it drawn as much as that.
No, I don't think it'd be as big of a draw. No.
Yeah, the biggest draw the UFC has is when Conor actually returns and they give him somebody.
Give him Khabib, right? Those two fight,
dude.
it's over. That's gonna be huge, right?
I still want to see the Diaz trilogy happen.
That too.
I want to know. I want to know who wins that third fight. Like, I have to know.
Yeah.
Like, the second fight was so close that it's just like, come on, man.
Yep. Dude, there's so many good fights for him right now, but with all the drama going on with him and Khabib. Like, you gotta, they have to fight.
Yeah, they have to fight.
It's gotta be.
Let's hope he clears up his legal issues pretty soon, man.
It's gotta be in Russia or in Ireland, or, it's gotta be.
Especially Khabib walking around with that title now, and Conor, like, fuck you, you're not gonna strip me of anything.
Yeah, they got it. It's gotta happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be one of the most thrilling events, and let's pray they actually get that going.
Yes, please.
I think Khabib might have a little resistance until he starts seeing that money flash his way.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yep. Here we go. Okay, that'd be more money than he's ever made.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he said like "fuck Conor," he's a piece of shit, doesn't deserve to fight me now, or like shit like that. But
money makes the world and the fight world go round.
Oh, dude,
big time.
Yeah, he could be bought easily.
Yeah, all these guys came from very little to fucking being pinnacle stars.
Yeah, especially the dudes from there, from Dagestan or whatever. They're
fucking Dagestan, dude, where life is incredibly hard, and his dad was a real tough ass.
Oh yeah, you're either going to be a terrorist.
He was raised in a real
right.
Yeah, he was raised in a real crazy environment.
Yeah.
So I mean, it only proves why he is a killer.
Yep.
I mean, there's a video of him like it's like what 6 wrestling a bear.
Yeah.
On the internet.
100% legit. I mean. They either become terrorists or they become like fighters from there. That's like real life, It's
that's his story, and a lot of people don't even realize that. It's like he escaped his country to like fucking do this, to like have a better leader, because it was either this or join a militia and do like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's craziest.
Yeah. He's like, I'd rather fight people in the ring. It
sounds a little better.
Less scary.
Yeah, I don't
I believe his dad died. I'm pretty sure in one of those like something to do with like the crazy militia shit that was going on.
Yeah, it's either kill people or just maybe beat people up. Okay, I would rather just beat people up.
Right, and then you have people in this country looking at MMA like, oh, how horrific.
Yeah, you're like, if only you knew.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's a crazy story, man.
Funny the choices you make when.
That's why I love
Francis
Ngannou too. Like, it's like the story he has, coming from Cameroon, like in Cameroon, and having, like he returned back to the same salt mines that he used to work all fucking day doing hard labor, which is like a labor that we don't even understand here in America, with a fucking jersey from Reebok that has his name on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like it's the craziest thing, man, to see these people that do come from nothing. Even Conor, have you seen Notorious, the documentary?
Yeah, actually I did. It's so funny. I watched it like 2 days before he threw that dolly through the window,
Dude, that's probably right when I watched it finally too, man. That broke the records in Ireland for all movies and shit. And it's an amazing documentary, and it shows Conor before he had this fame, who he was. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing to see him, coming from living at home with his mom to being the superstar, and buying a fucking mansion for his mom.
Yeah.
It was also the first Irish movie without an animated potato.
Not surprised.
I'm just being a dick. That's the second time I've ripped on Notorious.
He's just,
it's funny.
And you're pulling on the potato famine. Which is...
well, I mean, it is something they're known for.
We have Irish listeners. They love us.
I agree. That's something that they're known for. 100%.
Yeah. But
throwing dollies, apparently.
Yeah,
it's cool to see this, this outlet, a lot of people get the chance to work towards, it's like the dream to get to the UFC.
Yeah. Dream to get punched in the face.
To see. But I mean, hey, if you're getting punched in the face for, $300,000, it's kind of worth it.
Oh yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, a lot of people think it's like one day's work for that $300,000. It's really 6 months fight camp.
They're paying, they're paying their trainers and all that too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That Cyborg documentary.
Multiple trainers
that showed really well the training and how intense it is.
Yeah, well, Cyborg has crazy housing, and that only proves how she's like the monster she is, and they can't even find people to fight her.
You can't get dudes to fight her. I mean, look at her, dude. She's scary.
No.
I wouldn't. No way.
Yeah, Chris Cyborg is a monster, and I mean that in all respectful ways.
Yeah, I mean that nicely, but she's scary, and I don't want to fight her at all. If you ran into her in the street, it'd be like, I don't want no problems, lady.
Oh my God, right? Yeah.
Just take my wallet.
Here's my wallet. She's like, I don't want your wallet. Whatever you want. You want my shoes?
Just take it. Take it anyway.
Seriously.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm super glad that we got the chance to have you on.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to come on. I'm glad we got the.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to plug? I'm sure you got a lot of, as you said, irons in the fire.
How do people get to the barn?
Oh man, well, you can check out the website www.fitfarmil.com. You can check us out on Instagram at Fitfarm Podcast. We're on Facebook too, Fitfarm Podcast. I don't post much on Facebook. I don't know. Do you guys post much on there?
Not a lot compared to Insta.
I do. I auto post multiple days a week for us, man.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, not compared to Insta though. Like Insta's our main
Oh, yeah,
outlet,
no.
you know?
Insta
That's what I
we're
meant.
definitely
No
more
offense
active.
to Jesse. He does put a lot
It's
of work
like-
into auto
I was
posting.
like, motherfucker, I'm posting shit all the time.
Do you use Twitter?
I'm meaning what, like reach wise.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Man, I'm on Twitter, but I'm like an old man when it comes to working there. I'm like,
That one, yeah, less so,
Yeah.
I'd say, for us as well.
so yeah, and that, at Fitfarm podcast too. That's it, man. That's most of it. I wanted to shout out to my co-host Jackie. She obviously wouldn't come on here even if I begged her to. She's not too big on being in the spotlight or anything, which I guess
Maybe next time we have
Yeah.
her on, she'll come
yeah,
along.
I mean, I guess it's cool that she's not huge on that because most girls are the opposite. They're like, oh, I want to be the center of
Yeah.
attention. So
Right.
Yeah.
that's cool. But yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
her, man, for helping me out and putting up with me, and shout out to all the slackers out there, man, for tuning in, and shout out to you guys for having me, man. And
Yeah, thank you.
Hell yeah, anytime, man.
Appreciate it.
We love fucking talking to
Yeah.
you, and it's always fun. We'll have you back on sometime soon.
yeah, and I think that's it, dude. That's all my shout outs. I don't have a lot. Oh, my sponsor, Powertrain Tape. Those guys. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. I noticed that in one of your episodes. I was like, damn, he's got sponsors.
Yeah. It's just one, jiu-jitsu guy. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yup.
Well, if you guys wanted to check us out, stop by the American Slacker Podcast Facebook page, where you can see the American Slackers group. There's a bunch of slackers just like you. Also, stop by Instagram, where there's the promo for each and every show. And don't forget the website, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com.
You can also hit us up on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. All of our episodes also go on YouTube. We also now have a playlist with all of our guest episodes on YouTube, so be sure to go listen to that if you want just the guest episodes. Please rate and review us on iTunes, 5 stars or nothing, and tell a friend about the show.
If you want to send us an email, AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. Also, check out the Spotify playlist where you can find all the artists we feature on the show and some artists we've had on it. Search American Slacker Podcast, you'll be jamming out in no time.
To become an official Patreon Slacker, you can head over to the American Slacker Patreon account where you can get rewards for any sort of support that you give the show. We greatly appreciate it and love each and every one of you for that. Please also visit our shop, AmericanSlackerPodcast.BigCartel.com.
And if you wanted to get at me on my Instagram, it's MWG Media, and my Xbox Live gamer tag is MattyG from HP.
And I'm on all them shits at Landers the Plane.
Joe, thanks again for coming on, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yeah, man. Anytime. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.
Boom.
So, you want to know about the big hairy cousin to humans that doesn't exist? You think you know what a Bigfoot is?
Is that the sound?
Is it Bigfoot?
It goes by many names. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Abominable Snowman, Skunk Ape, Tinky Winky. I've seen them. I've heard them call in the night.
The recording. Is that a Bigfoot call?
If you thought a pack of wolves howling at the moon would send a cold sweat over a man, you ain't ever heard one of these screaming after a kill. They glorify every kill with a howl that makes Slayer sound like the Jonas Brothers. You boys sure you want to do this?
Absolutely.
One day, I couldn't make it back because I had hiked too far out recording bird calls. There was a bad storm, so I stopped in this cave for the night so my equipment wouldn't get wet. That cave is where I recorded the sound.
What happened?
It sounded like a freight train coming through the trees. I started the recorder. As the lightning struck, I saw a massive figure illuminating the silhouette of a beast not fit for this world. It was like a man figure, but with a ferocious wildness. I will remember that sound for the rest of my life.
Do you think the cave is safe now? Can we go check it out?
I doubt this cave has been used for quite some time. I'm sure it's fine. Oh no! Oh God, I was wrong! That is a bear! Ah, my arm! Ah!